So Wale didn't take less than I do believe a day to respond to J.Cole new song False Prophets. And this is honestly a dope record, man. And this out of the whole year, I was waiting for Wale to do something like this. You know, I don't really think that these niggas need the competition far as a nigga say something subliminally to you and then you reply with bars. Like, you got bars. He broke down the situation between him and Kid Cudi. The Kid Cudi went off in an interview. He replied to what J. Cole said, and he also talked about himself far as what he was going through, you know, with depression and being on prescription medicine, and how he feels like everything that he's gave in hip hop, you know, he's really gotten none out of it. I definitely like the nice watch line, you know, and saying that, oh, well, you got a nice watch and sign a rock or whatever. And me, I ran out of minutes. You know what I mean? Meaning my time was up, you know, dealing with Interscope and getting dropped and finding a new leash on life where he got signed by Rick Ross and still feeling unappreciated. And I got to admit, Wale is one of the ones that's, to me, very underrated, you know, and that's basically, if you understand the meaning of Groundhog Day, you know, and seen the movie before, it's like reliving a day over and over and over and over until you figure out something that went wrong that you got to make right again for life to basically proceed on, you know. And I thought that was pretty dope. And I was like, wow, I went Christmas shopping one day and came back, this nigga Wale done responded to J. Cole and shit. I fuck with this record, you know. And I even was saying this year, I haven't been the biggest fan of Wale because it seemed like when he was using the drugs or whatever he was using, the music wasn't clicking with me. You know, he wasn't pitting out, you know, that powerful music, you know what I mean, that he usually do. And we know Wale is a lyricist. You know, he has bars, he got crazy metaphors, good content, and this song proves it, to where it's just like, okay, maybe J. Cole inspired you a little bit to jump back in your bag, but I was wondering, I was like, what's up with Wale? You know what I mean? You see Meek, you see Ross, and it's just like, I understand he living life. Congratulations to him having, you know, a newborn baby and all that. But it just seemed like Wale just was dealing with a lot, you know, and feeling unappreciated. He put out two dope albums that I felt very underrated. The Gifted in 2013, and I do believe the album About Nothing, which was very underrated, you know. And I was just like, wow. I mean, I get it. It wasn't like, you know, the mixtapes, but at the same time, it just feel like everything that Wale has done in music, you start to see other so-called mainstream artists do it. And that's why I'd be like, yo, this not new. Like, why is niggas jumping on this? Wale been doing that, but I don't know what it is why he don't get the accolades, you know, in the mainstream appeal that he's supposed to get. Because, yeah, he's famous. Yeah, he's, you know, I guess he's a mainstream artist, but at the same time, he don't get the accolades and the points and the credit. And I guess what J. Cole is saying, like, fuck all that, none of that matters. You got fans, you know what I mean? And at the same time, you should appreciate that. You should appreciate life. Like, you got something to say, go out there and do what you got to do. And in return, Wale, if you watch a lot of his interviews on the Breakfast Club, it just seems sometimes it's just like, it's sad to see it, but he just don't, he didn't understand, like, why is he not, his name not be thrown in a hat when you talking, you know, especially lyrics. You'll get the J. Cole's, Drake's, Kendrick Lamar, but you really don't throw the Wale name in there. And that's what really he wasn't really understanding. And he ran it a couple times, the infamous Complex magazine, which was classic, you know, and other platforms he's said things on. But at the same time, I guess that's what the whole thing with J. Cole saying, what he said in the second verse of Prophets, and Wale basically letting this nigga know. And I do like the line where he was like, yeah, I don't know too many of my half breed friends using a nigga, call me a nigga, and he was like, well, never mind, you know, I ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, man, it's a good record. I fuck with it, man. Wale definitely back, and if that Shine album is anything like it's supposed to be, you gotta start giving this nigga his props. I don't know why niggas just be sleeping on Wale. I don't know what it is, what he not doing, but if you go on a lot of Wale videos and interviews, read the comments. They just be hating on this nigga. And it's like, this nigga been doing what a lot of these niggas doing, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at when he came in the game, you know what I mean? That one class of people that came from, you know, him, Cudi, Drake, you know, J. Cole around 2009, 2010. He's in that class, but he don't get mentioned, you know, with, I guess, those guys. But great song nevertheless. Lyrics, production, you know, he kept it short and sweet, did what he did on the record. I fuck with it. I fuck with both records. And then you seen how it was funny when the internet went crazy about the shit, and then these two niggas at the basketball game laughing it up. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was publicity stunt, who knows, but they supposed to be so-called good friends or whatever the case may be. It's crazy because before these songs came out, I haven't seen neither one of these niggas together. Neither one of them was posting shit on their IG like that. Cole barely don't even be on his IG like that or Twitter and shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's real. Maybe behind the scenes they don't do the internet shit, but they homies, and who knows? You dig? But I don't know. Hopefully some good music come out from this. Hopefully Wale album drop this year, but I probably doubt it. Probably drop next year. But just about the music, man. Fuck the politics. Get in here and make great music. You know what I mean? All these niggas should get together and do a fucking song or mixtape or some shit together. Form a group or something. That's just what I think. Y'all let me know what y'all think of Groundhog Day. I'm out of here. One.